hello, and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals, where you know we only have those three rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So today's episode is more of another kind of like one of them TED Talks, so to speak, but kind of want some of y'all feedback and also give you some ideas of what you can do with all those leftover holiday dishes you had from Thanksgiving. Anybody like me, you know, I absolutely hate wasting food. You would swear I grew up, you know, in a poor household with the way I cringe over wasted food. That's why I hate repasses, and when people bring all that excess food, it all goes to waste. It's just an issue of mine. So one thing I recommend is to get you a vacuum sealer. These things are super inexpensive. I've got 2 or 3 of them from the Goodwill and secondhand stores, but even brand new, you can get them for under $50. But what I like to do is when I have excessive food left over, I try and vacuum seal all of my food. So I got my greens, I got my dressing, which was left of it, and then I got my macaroni and cheese. So what I'll do is somewhere down the line, one of them nights when you just really don't feel like cooking, I go to one of my local grocery stores where they have those already cooked chickens, or I'll just throw a chicken in a rotisserie, but my sides is already done. Take those out, thaw them out, and go from there. I may do it on a show in the future, but for your mac and cheese, this is a little pro tip. One thing to do to make that mac and cheese taste almost like it did on the day you made it, put about a cup or so, depending on how much mac and cheese you're heating up, a cup or so of, I prefer half and half for cream, but you can also use milk, inside of a sauce pot. Bring it to a slow boil and add your mac and cheese to that. It's going to get it all back creamy and ooey and gooey, and you most likely will not have to adjust your seasoning. If you do, all you got to do is probably add maybe a half a teaspoon, if that, of salt to go ahead and bring it back together. Dressing should be fine if you vacuum seal it. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, then freezer bags that you roll all the air out will work. But, so today what we're going to do is basically, it's a Thanksgiving egg roll. I'm using spring rolls. So this is just an idea, something quick you can do. Like I said, it's not really a recipe, but it's just taking what you have left over. So you're going to get you a bowl of about a quarter cup of water and maybe a teaspoon or so of, a tablespoon or so of cornstarch to make you a slurry, and that's going to be your glue to hold everything together. That's my timer going off for the fry, because we're going to deep fry these. Now, from there, you add whatever ingredients you want. What I'm doing is I'm adding in some of my leftover mac and cheese, my leftover candy yams, and some of the greens. You can also add meat, but we ain't had no meat left over, so we're not using that in this particular tutorial. So you don't want to overstuff them. Takes my cousin Whitney, the chef and owner of Simone's Kitchen ATL, to talk about me. I was helping her roll some egg rolls one year for an event, and she was like, "These are egg rolls, not burritos," because I have a tendency to overstuff them. So be very careful when you're adding in your ingredients. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just add just a little bit of these leftover collard greens. We're gonna add in just a smidgen of this mac and cheese. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, folks, don't act like y'all on Thanksgiving don't be mixing your dressing and your greens and all that together, because I know you do. I do it. I know y'all do it too. Just imagine how much better it's gonna taste inside, because everything tastes better fried. Everything. Put a little of that in there, and then we're gonna add in some of these candy yams. Now for the dipping sauce, I'll tell you about that a little more in detail, but what I did, because in this house they fight over, it got to be that canned cranberry. I ain't had no canned cranberry, but because I was making a beer and I had a bunch of cranberries in there for my beer, I went on and took these cranberries, some fresh cranberries, and I added them with about a cup or so of orange juice, maybe a cup and a half, and about a cup and a half of brown sugar. And I boiled that down for about 10 minutes or so, and I took a masher and kind of mashed the cranberries up, just kind of incorporated the flavors in there. Hey, what's going on, Tyrone? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Oh, Krista ate all your banana pudding. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I love banana pudding, but banana pudding don't love me back. But I was fiending for that strawberry pudding, as it were. Anyway, so once you get these all made up, what you want to do is you want to brush. You can use your fingers, but I don't want to use my fingers. That's why I went to the dollar store and got me one of these handy-dandy pastry brush thingies. And you want to just glue your edges like that. Fold them over. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty good. Like an envelope. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. Again, don't overstuff these. Last night when I did these things, they kind of opened up on me a little bit. So I'm going to try this time, as in addition to doing the inside, I'm going to brush a little on the outside. We're going to see if that works. You know, can you do me a favor? Oh, I left them in there. Never mind, they're in another refrigerator. Because I got some of these already made up. I'm going to fry them all at once. Because I was like, I know this step seemed familiar from like 30 minutes ago. It is, because right before the show, I was rolling up some egg rolls. Because again, as y'all have learned, these shows is actually the food I eat that night. So I got to be on my P's and Q's. Oh, hey, Maisha, what's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. Actually, I did have some dressing left, but I'd already vacuum sealed it, which is why it's not going into this spring roll. But I absolutely did have some dressing left, but I went on vacuum sealed it already. So one day in the near future, when I'm coming home and I'm tired and I don't feel like cooking, as I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and take that out the freezer, thaw it out, and go get me one of them chickens from, one of them grocery store rotisserie chickens. And I'm going to go ahead and have myself a dinner. I really only have, we call it Thanksgiving food. I really only have Thanksgiving food twice a year. That's on Thanksgiving, and about 3 months later, when I'm hungry and I'm tired and I want to go ahead and make a quick meal. Other than that, I never, ever eat this type of food throughout the year. Probably because I grew up on, see, for those of you that got them southern roots, this was what a lot of Americans call Thanksgiving food. This is what we call Sunday dinner. In the South, and since my mom and them from Pritchard, Alabama, this was nothing for me to have on a Sunday. So, which is, for those of you that knew me, which is probably why I was 400 pounds. But after growing up on this all your life, once a year is enough for me. All right, let's go ahead and roll this last one. This one I think I done, yep, this gonna bust. But as I promised y'all from the very first show, y'all gonna see every accident, mistake, and mishap that I have. And speaking of mishaps, if y'all had any, please go and chime in, because I know everything couldn't have went perfect. Case in point. So this year I decided, last week's show I was telling y'all, if you short on space, you can use your slow cookers, the other apparatuses you can use to cook with. So I decided, even though I had the space, I'm not going to do my yams on the stove the way I've been doing them all my life. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in the slow cooker, knowing the slow cooker is going to take me 3 hours. With that, blame it, somebody, I ain't going to point no fingers, but somebody knocked the plug out of the island where it was sitting up at. Had to have been maybe an hour and a half in, so I pride myself on having my dinner on time. So now I'm sitting here and my yams got a little bit more crunch than they're supposed to have in them. They eventually got to where they're supposed to get to, but that was one of the mishaps that I had. The other thing is I did Cornish hens instead of turkey, and with the Cornish hens I did a soy sauce marinade. Well, that marinade has a tendency to change your bone a different color. So one of my guests, he thought the chicken, the Cornish hen wasn't completely done. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm telling you right now. Y'all know me, I'm a thermometer dude. Poultry is done at 165, but because I had stuffed these, I made sure I took these things to 200, but that color still made it the color and didn't want them to feel uncomfortable. But those were one of the things I didn't think in advance, because I know how, how my folks is. We eat with our eyes before we eat with our tongue. We always eat with our eyes. Anyway, let me get this fire back up. it's some fire marshal out there watching this and we're like, this dude is really messing with fire while drinking. Yes, sir, Fire Marshal Bill. That's exactly what I'm doing. All right, we're going to get this back up to temperature, and then we're going to go ahead and deep fry these. So these are the ones that I've already rolled up, and y'all saw me do the process there. Again, do your level best. You know, I'm Ezra Big Fingers over here. Do your level best to not overstuff these things. And I would recommend spring roll wrappers. Now, I, for years, have been a proponent of egg roll wrappers. For whatever reason, spring roll wrappers, they seem to have a little bit more elasticity, and they survive better in that fryer when you overheat them. Every time I do egg roll, I do a Jamaican egg roll, and every time I do egg roll, at least 20% of them gonna bust in the fryer because I guess I just a hard head and I don't learn too well. All right, let's go and get, you know what I forgot to do? Oh well, y'all know normally I have the fryer camera up, but when I was plugging everything back in today, which is why we was a little bit late, I forgot to put the fryer camera in. But y'all know what a fryer looks like. Oh, so Maisha said to do just a macaroni and cheese egg roll. So I'm glad you saw that comment. So when I was rolling these up, my wife go make her one, and I think we just wanted she didn't want no mac and cheese of her. She just wanted greens and yams. And so we had 2 mac and cheese. So I got, and I don't know why I did it because I ain't gonna be able to figure out which one is which. But some of these got more mac and cheese in them. Some of them got my mac and cheese and Kim's mac and cheese, and some of them got Kim's mac and cheese and my mac and cheese together in there. But that actually sounds good. One with just some mac and cheese in it. Yeah, I might have to go and do that one later on in life. Since I still got about 35 more spring roll wrappers in the freezer, my wife said, you gotta do some egg roll recipe next week with Crazy for Meals. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. But I will do something soon. All right, get this all the way back up. And you know what? I'm glad you just told me that, because see, I buy so many that Maisha was saying that they burst when frying because there's too much air inside them. And so I make sausages. Some people are like, what the hell don't you make? Anyway, I make sausages. And when you make sausages, you have a sausage poker for that exact same thing. And that gun, I didn't even think about that. So if these burst, actually I should, you know where it is? I think it's in the cabinet where my beer thing is. It's like a comb with some little sticky things on it. It's in my beer cabinet, second shelf, all the way to the left. If you don't find it, don't worry about it. But that is right. When you seal these things and you already overstuffed them in and air gets in there, they are going to swell up and they're going to pop. Why the heck I didn't think about that before now? But thank you, Maisha, because now I know. And so I'm going to go ahead and poke a few of these to help minimize the exploding spring roll that was about to happen one way or the other. All right, we got about 10 more degrees for this thing to get back up, and then we'll go on from there. And while you're at it, please, 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 go ahead and subscribe to us if you're on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know that we're on. Please like and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, and please don't forget to tap into us on TikTok. For this show, previous shows, and all recipes, visit CreativeForMeals.com. Email me at askme@CreativeForMeals.com. Hit that chat button if you're on my website. You can talk to me directly. And please, please, please continue to share this with your friends and your family alike. We had 318, 319. See if she find that thing. I'm surprised if you do, because I'm assuming that's where I last saw that. But those of us in the wine, I said I'm going to just start telling these people's names, whether they promote me or not. I love wine, but I'm very, very cheap, or frugal as the case may be. This wine here is called Grifone. I get it at Trader Joe's, but this that gun wine is only, no, but that'll work. That ain't what I was talking about, but that's definitely gonna work because it got a little thing on it. So let's go ahead and poke 1, 2, 3. This is why I love when y'all are on here and you're interacting, because we help each other out. All right, so now that's the timer letting me know that our fryer is ready. And can you do me a favor and grab me some tongs too? We're gonna go ahead and layer these in here and hope we don't burn the hell out of myself. Now, the funny thing, because I'm so smart, I did all this preparation for my wife, separating her egg rolls from mine. Don't know which egg roll is which now. I think these is just hers with just the without the mac and cheese, but we'll find out in a minute. I'm gonna watch this one, but I'm gonna make sure I know that's the one I think gonna bust on me. Thank you, ma'am. Echo, set timer, 4 minutes. All right, so we're gonna fry these things for a quick 4 minutes, and at least that's what we did last night, and it seemed to work. So we're gonna fry these for 4 minutes, or take them out sooner as I keep watching them, and then go from there. That gummy, why I didn't plug that fryer camera in? Oh well, charge it to my head, folks. Oh, now for the sauce, let me go ahead and put this in a dipping thing, and while I'm at it, clear me some space. So again, for this sauce here, yeah, I use technology in almost everything I do. Work, personal. People always ask me like, how the heck you remember all this stuff? Because I got a bunch of technology that I rely on. When I'm at work, all my reminders is set to the Alexa apps. It's in my car. Thought I turned this fire on. The Alexa apps in the car and at work. And so when my wife is home and she on vacation, she hear all my work reminders in the house because it's going to announce everything. Because I got a bad memory. But I love technology. So for this sauce here, and basically if you look at the back of any bag of cranberries, it's on there. But all I did was, again, took some cranberries, about a cup of cranberries, a cup of orange juice, and I put a cup and a half of brown sugar. You bring that to a boil, and then you simmer it for about 10 minutes, let it cool down, and that's the dipping sauce. Another sauce you could use is, you could try just using your gravy. So I made giblet gravy. Hey, what's going on, Debo? Appreciate you for tuning in. So I usually make a gravy that my mama made, which is basically giblets, but you also cheat by using mushroom. Was it mushroom soup? Yeah, cream mushroom soup. Well, this year, I forgot to go to the stove. Maisha got on me last year about going to the stove late, and I did it again this year. So I was like, I ain't going to no dadgum stove. Skip that. And so I decided to make my giblet gravy, from scratch, which is basically take some onions, or you take your Trinity, your onion, celery, bell pepper, saute those, add into that some, I use chicken bouillon, boil that down, put your gizzards in there, and you boil them to about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I use an immersion blender, but you can put them in a regular blender, blend them on up, add a cornstarch slurry to them, thicken it up, and it was a hell of a good giblet gravy. But my whole point of that whole diatribe was you can use the giblet gravy as a dipping sauce as well if you don't want to do the cranberry thing. And if you have cranberry jelly still around after Thanksgiving, you can also take that cranberry jelly, macerate it all up, add into that whatever liquid you like. I would recommend orange juice or a cranberry juice, and you can macerate that and make that into a sauce as well. Bring it to a slow simmer to make you a dipping sauce. Hey, I got the whole Crenshaw Mafia in here. Hey, appreciate you, Keisha, for tuning in. Echo, how long left on my timer? All right, we got about 40 seconds left, folks. Let's go and look how these looking. She said what? 20 seconds left. And the one I said was going to bust, it bust. Echo, stop. Cut this off and cut this loud behind fryer off. So I'm going to show y'all that one first. So, show y'all, every mistake I make, y'all gonna see. Them the two that bust. Ones are overstuffed, and I knew it was gonna happen, and those bust. But, hell, we're not trying to get on the cover of one of them cooking magazines. We can still eat it. Echo, stop. This AI technology sometimes be going too far. All right, let's get the rest of these out, and we're gonna do a little pitter patter and talking for a while, because if I eat one of these things right now, I vowed to stop cussing on my show. I'm probably gonna cuss a whole lot if I put one of these hot things in my mouth. I didn't think about that. See, now you got my mind spinning, Maisha. She mentioned hot sauce is a good dipping sauce for macaroni and cheese. So see, now what I'm gonna do when I do thaw out this mac and cheese in about 3 months, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is fry them and figure out a hot sauce. I'm gonna doctor the hot sauce up. But yeah, you got my mind turning right now. All right, let's get some of these out. And thanks to Maisha tuning in and telling us about taking out them air holes. These look a whole lot better than they did last night, don't they? Because last night, I'm going to tell you right now, this dadgum thing was unfurling and doing what it did, and I'm like, dadgum, how's it going to work? So, again, thank you, Maisha, for that tidbit, because it definitely did help. Give me a second. I'm going to drink a glass of wine before I burn my mouth off and see what this tastes like. But, as you see, nice golden color. I can definitely see which ones got greens in them, so this must be urine, so I ain't going to eat that one. You got a knife? That was that, you know, I might hire you back as the creative director. You know, I fired her one time. I might hire you back. That was a good idea. Even though firing your wife really don't do much for you in the state of California, since it's a community property state. Oh, Tamara, yes. Can you air fry them? Absolutely. I haven't played with this particular recipe in air frying, but I know for a fact. What did I do that time? It was one show I did a while ago, and my sister had asked me about air frying. So the next day, it was basically a fried taco. And then the next day, I did air fry. I don't know the temperature. I will try and look into it and get back to you. But yes, you can air fry it. I've seen other people that have done, because let me let y'all know something, folks. This ain't like it's some unique idea. There's a few people out there that's doing these remixes here. Huh? Ain't it though? It is kind of pretty. Ain't it? Can I zoom in on that? It ain't the best zoom, but it is kind of pretty. My tax guy slash used to help me produce the show, buddy, then got on me. He said we getting some new cameras. He don't like the cameras. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate the feedback, but sometimes I just be feeling attacked. Oh, that is a nice little presentation there. All right, so now that it done cooled down enough, let's go ahead and get these a taste test. Now, full disclosure, last night when I did these, we didn't have a dipping sauce. I just cooked them because I was like, I don't want to get on the show, you know, even though I try to do everything for the most part raw. I'm like, I don't want to get on the show like a complete damn fool, so let me go ahead and try these out one time first. And we didn't have a dipping sauce, huh? We didn't have a dipping sauce last night when we did them. I done this whole show with my dadgum earpiece still in. I forgot I live and breathe by that thing. All right, let's go ahead and try this with this cranberry dipping sauce. Let's just try without it first. Now, of course, it tastes just like Thanksgiving. I'm gonna tell you right now, what I highly recommend, if you have greens, if you cook greens, that adds, because I forgot, last night we did do the show, or we did a version, and on some of them, I didn't have greens or didn't have that much in them. The greens definitely sets it off, because especially if you're putting yams in it, those yams are sweet. Your greens, hopefully, are not sweet, even though I've had people greens taste like candy. Hopefully your greens are not sweet. So them greens is definitely going to help you out with that contrast in flavors. Now let's see what this sauce doing. I don't care what y'all jelly people think. Next Thanksgiving, first of all, sauce smacks. Second of all, next Thanksgiving, Tyrone, telling you this right now, we making fresh cranberry sauce. I've never done it before because it's like I get my life gets threatened every year over this cranberry sauce. I'm starting to feel like I need to be in a witness protection program. But this cranberry sauce, in my opinion, is bomb.com. We damn sure doing it next year for Thanksgiving. But this was a great dipping sauce. Oh yeah, Debo, yeah, these are Thanksgiving leftovers. So, you know, the rest of my Thanksgiving meal, I done vacuum sealed up, which I highly recommend. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, get one, or just get some freezer bags, because I hate waste. But what I didn't freeze, I went on and made into these egg rolls, and they slap. Is that what the kids they say? Now they slap. They don't say that. Oh, so the cranberry sauce again, fresh cranberries, orange juice, and brown sugar. So couple cranberries, couple brown sugar, couple orange juice, cup and a half of brown sugar, boil it, then let it simmer for 10 minutes, let it cool down, there you have it on that. But yeah, these are them Thanksgiving egg rolls, and I'm pretty pleased with myself right now. You know, I actually might need to get a show on Food Network doing something like this. I'm just kidding. Anyway, again, folks, remember, when it comes to cooking, we only have them 3 rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So until next week, when we'll figure out something else we're going to bring for another Create Simple meal, or if you have an idea, go ahead and email me at askme@CreateSimpleMeals. But I will see each and every one of you next week. Love y'all and appreciate y'all's support. See y'all next week. Yeah, you definitely have to add a green in it, because green, yeah, it absolutely balances out.